How you doing today, guys? We are back. A lot of my videos in the future are probably 90% of them are all going to be shop oriented. So I think I can skip the whole we're in the shop today, because honestly, I'll tell you if we're out of the shop. Today what we have is a video of something that's really simple, but something that is not only a healthy addition to my shop, it is also a very important part. And a lot of people that have wood shops overlook one of these very simple, critical things that could, I'm not going to say save your life, but could extend your life and also, make you a much healthier person. And what that is an air filtration system. So what we're going to do is I'll get it up here, we'll unbox it, and we'll get it installed. Basically what it does is it circulates the air. When it circulates the air, there's a filter. It brings it down to like 1.5 or 2 microns. So that eliminates a lot of the dust that's in the air. It's great for people who do a lot of finishing, because then you don't get dust and dirt in your finishes and you have a nice smooth finish. It helps settle the air. So what we're going to do is we're going to get that box, we're going to get it up here, we're going to get the box open, and we're going to get that installed, and we're going to make our life so much better and so much healthier by putting in an air filtration system. So guys, follow me to the other side and let's get started. Okay, so here we are. This is what I got. Now, mind you guys, it is not the best on the market. It is not the most expensive. It is not top of the line. It's none of that. Quite frankly, it is an air circulator with a filter. So, as far as I'm concerned, yes, you could have ones with a higher horsepower motor. You could have ones that would move more air. But a lot of it depends on the filter you put into it. So depending on your filter depends on the quality of air you're going to have. So what we're going to do, we're going to get this bad boy open and we're going to see what kind of a filter's in here. And we're going to see if I think we need to change it. But going by what they say or the specifications, I think we'll be okay. And the outlet filter, the inlet filter is a 1 micron and the outlet filter is a 5 micron. For you guys that don't understand microns and dust particles, you really can't see 1 micron. 1 micron is like the stuff that builds up on your table. So that's all that real fine dust that gets in the air, that gets in your lungs. That's the important stuff that you need to get out of the air. And that is the main reason for getting this. It's not because of the stuff I can see. It's more or less the stuff that is in between the things that you can see. We want to make sure that we can filter the air before our lungs filter it for us. So let's go ahead and get this open, see what we got. Now mind you, I did get a shop box, and it is a hanging air filter. It is a model number W1830. Like I said, by no means is it top of the line. But going along with a good dust collection, and going along with using a respirator or some kind of a mask, then this is going to be perfectly fine. this is not going to be the kind of thing that we're going to use to save our life. There are other things that go along with this. Like, for instance, you would wear a respirator. You would, if you were going to sand, you would make sure that this was on to try and keep down the dust. There's a lot of different things that you would need to do. So, what we're going to do is I am going to flip this up on its side without throwing things at you, hopefully. And we will take a look at what we got in the box. So, first thing you could see is we have our user manual, and it tells you it's a model W1830. It is a hanging 3-stage air filter. There's not really much to read. You basically hang it, you turn it on. And this one is also, I believe it's remote controlled, so I can just click the button whenever I want to and turn it on and off. It comes with, let's pull this out of the box, see what we have. Why don't I use the handle, guys? Alright, so as you can see, it's bagged. It looks like it's packaged very well. We have styrofoam on each side. Sit this down. We'll use the handle that they gave us. Let's see what we got. So, there you go. It's a box with a fan with a filter. I mean, it's seriously that simple. So, there you go. You can see that side. You have your filter. We have our handle on the top, which I don't know why you would need a handle. It's not like you're going to be carrying this thing around. Take out the filter, you lift up this little hinge right here, pull your filter out, there you go. And as you can see, looking inside, there is a secondary filter or secondary filtration, and it's seriously just almost like a cotton bag type material, and this gets out your very large particles, and then this gets your smaller particles. That's simple. So, this goes back in, like that. And I'm trying to do this without looking. Then that goes in there, clips down, and there you go. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take this, I'm going to find a designated area that's going to work in an area that I need more filtration than another, which will probably be over near my lathe and my miter station that I still need to build. Okay guys, so as you can see, this is, I'll show you the general idea. We have my lathe over there, we have my planer here, my joiner here, we have my table saw and my band saw over there, and then over on this whole side over here is going to be my miter station. So what I'm thinking is right here above my planer, right next to that ducting, I'm thinking I can mount it up there because there's a couple reasons. If I put it up here, I'm not going to be walking in this area and having low ceiling. It comes down about 10 inches, so it's still going to circulate well. And the other thing is, I'm not going to hit my head on it because it hangs down, I believe, I want to say 10 inches. So, if I was to hang this down 10 inches, which would be right about here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me try and zoom in for you. Right here is 10 inches, which would seriously be the top of my head. So the big problem is if I was to put it anywhere else in the shop that I walk, I could potentially hit my head, and the corners aren't rounded, so that could be a safety issue on top of me trying to be safe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it over here out of the way where I'm not going to walk. So being up here on the ceiling, that is going to be what I think is going to be the best place. It's still an open area. It's in the middle of my shop. It's going to circulate air properly. And it's still going to be efficient on the side that's going to have more dust than my table saw. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I think it's going to go right up here somewhere. So let me go ahead and get the hardware and take a look at it and figure out the logistics of it. And then we're going to get it installed and turn it on. See how loud it is. Okay, so now you can see I have the eye bolts in. This is ready to go. I also have the eye bolts in the rafters. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take you over. I'm going to show you what I did over there. Then we'll get the chain connected, and then we can actually hang this, because you should really have somebody to help you with this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang it by myself, and I'll show you an easy way of doing that. So what we'll do is I will get you brought over to where we're going to be installing this, and I'll show you what I did. Okay, so here we are. I hope you can, I hope you'll be able to see what I'm going to point out to you. Tilt you back a little bit more. As you can see, right up there, then over there, there, and also there is where we have the eye hooks. And that's where we're going to hang the chain from. And I'll show you how I do this by myself. So, I mean, you never know. You might be in the situation where either A, you're too excited to do it, or B, you just don't have them helping hands. So let me go get the chain. I'm going to hang that from the eye hooks, and then I'm going to bring the unit over and hang one and gradually hook each individual one up. So I will show you how I do that now. Let's see, we grab our chain and let me show you one so you get the idea. We have a hook, we have a round end to go onto the hook, and then we have a hook that will go onto the actual unit hooks that we have. So I'm going to hang every one of these, all four of them. Now you can adjust the height of this, and I'll also show you how we can do that. But I'm going to get all these up here first, and then we will make whatever adjustments we need. Once you get it hung up, make sure that you have the hooks up so that they don't just fall off. Like that. I just did that for measurement. You know, it was a little bit easier for me to measure them that way. So Now we have all of our hooks hanging. I'm going to go grab the unit and I'm going to show you how we can adjust this. Because in my case, I'm going to want it as probably as, as tight to the ceiling as possible. So we're going to grab our unit, which by the way isn't that heavy at all. And I'm going to take one of these, hook it on, and then I will hook another one on. So at this point, one side is fully supported. And then I'll get another one hooked on. And so there you go. It is now hanging, but what you guys can see is now that it's hanging, it's definitely hanging low. So I want to adjust the height of it, and there's a couple ways you can do it. Since this isn't going to be, anything that's going to be withstanding weight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my milk crate. You can either let me see if I can zoom in and show you. There we go. You can either open up this clasp right here and then move it up and adjust your chain, or you can just take your chain and loop it through, and then you can take your chain, loop it through, and then hook it around like that to kind of cinch in. So I think that's kind of what I'm going to do for this one. But since I don't need a lot of space, I'm going to cinch it around first. You can either cinch it, or like I'm showing you here, you can take this and you can push it through to shorten it up like that. So there's multiple ways of doing this, and depending on whichever way works best for you. In my case, it will probably be this one. Trying to do this in a way that you guys can see, but that's not really possible. So I'll get you up there so you can see actually what I did. And as you can see right there, it's going to hang differently. It will actually hang to the bottom of that hook once I get it adjusted. So that's kind of where we are. And what I'll do is I'll get all these adjusted, and when I get them done, I'll come back and show you what the end result is. Okay, so as you can see, what I did was I just doubled back with the hook and I put it in the chain. And I did that for all of them on the same length. So that way, as you can see, it is hanging pretty level. And I might want to raise it up a hair, but if so, all I gotta do is go up a couple lengths. Won't be an issue. So let's go ahead and take our cord. We'll get it plugged in. Alright, so here we are. You can see I can still barely get under it. I mean, barely. But there's really no reason I should be over here between these two machines. But if I did need to lift it up another inch or so, we should be fine. So let's see just how loud this is. So let's turn it on. That's low. That's mid. And that's high. I can feel blowing some air out that side. I can feel suction. So what that's going to do for me is that is going to eliminate a lot of the small particles that are in my air that will either A, get in my lungs, B, get in my finishes, or C, travel the rest of the way up through my house. So since my shop is in the basement, this is going to be an ideal, part of the air filtration, so it doesn't get in my house heater or get dust in the hole upstairs or anything. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget, I'm going to be doing a lot of shop videos. So if that's what you guys are into, don't forget to hit that bell notification to get every video that I'm going to be putting out. And once again, guys, get in your shop. Make your dream a reality. Have a nice day, guys. See ya.